Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase. I've got some catching up to do in my Hot Wheels updates. I've done an N case unboxing, a P case unboxing, a Kroger unboxing, a Zamac unboxing, a Target Red Editions unboxing. Now I gotta open up the models and we're just gonna do it real quick. No turntables, no nothing. We're just gonna open it up and add them to the collection. I've got new models, I got Red Editions, I got Zamacs. And we're just going to get right to it. I'll start with the Kroger models. They don't necessarily, I don't necessarily have a place to put the Kroger Exclusives, and I don't think there are any new models in these. Now, I apologize for the weird lighting, but you know what? We're just going to focus on the models themselves, and we're just going to open them, look at them. Here is the Lamborghini Huracan. It was supposed to be, originally in white. The exclusive is in this light green. We're just gonna go. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. These are the Kroger exclusives. They're gonna be in Kroger stores, I would assume, very soon, and I'm imagining that you'll be able to buy them, buy a 36 count case as well, because that's what I got that Mattel sent over. What are the stores now? It used to be that the exclusive colors were exclusive to Kmart. Obviously, Kmart is essentially no more, right? I don't know if there's any more Kmarts in the United States, but that was the thing. It was the Kmart events. You'd go to it every Saturday, or not every Saturday. It was like 3 or 4 times a year, right? And they'd always be Saturday morning. It was really kind of a fun event because you'd go. There'd always be complaints. Oh, some guy brought 9 kids and they all got cases, and I understand that, but it was kind of fun to do that event. And you would go and you'd meet some of the local collectors, and you would open up cases. They would allow you to. They'd do drawings. The first people to be drawn could open the cases. If they found a super, they found a super. I remember. Here's the Zamacs, by the way. I remember someone pulled a super, didn't know it, and you could watch the collectors just. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. They were. You know what? I'm just going to keep opening them while I tell these stories. We're just doing this video as we go. Here's the Zamacs. Anyway, they were opening up the case. Remember, so this is how it went. We got time. They'd have some Kmart's got a ton of master cases, and there would be like a 36 count case for everyone who attended typically. I remember there's one in California, I think near El Segundo, where it was like there were so many cases, it was insane. I can't imagine what they did with the models that were left over. And then, anyway, they'd have a drawing. So if they had more people than cases, then they would have a drawing. You'd get a ticket and they would draw, like, let's say they had, I don't know, 20 cases, and they'd draw the first 20 people, and then those people were allowed. Those are the Zamacs. Those are the second to last Zamacs. We'll talk about those in a second. Here are the Red Editions that we opened. Boy, I'm sorry for all the shadows, but, you've seen these before. I'll get to my story. So 20 cases, they'd draw 20 people, then they'd give that person, each person would get the case, they would kind of be at a table. They would 5 minutes, you can open it up, just look through it. It's most people, and I think you could take like 5 cars or something like that. You couldn't take the whole case, you could pick out 5 cars, which allowed you typically to get the exclusives. I think there was like usually 3 or 4 exclusives. And then, if you found something cool you liked, then you could get those, and then if you're lucky enough to find a regular treasure hunt or a super treasure hunt, you'd obviously grab that. Anyway, this was a particular one. I think it was here in Utah, and teenage girl and her mom were there, and she was kind of getting into the collecting, and her mom got drawn, and her mom didn't. So anyway, the girl kind of stood with her mom to help her look. Here are the latest new models, the repaints, right, from the new castings that we'll add to the new models. So her mom drew and went to her case. They did the 5 minutes. She was pulling out. I think she pulled out the exclusives. Her daughter knew what to tell her to get. And then it was clear. It was a purple Buick Riviera super treasure hunt. She pulled it. And the teenage girl didn't recognize it either. So she kind of put it to the side. Now, no one can just grab. You have to wait for the 5 minutes to be up. And then the next group, gets drawn and they can go through the cases as well. There were typically, multiples of whatever the new model was, or whatever the exclusive was, so the second person could usually get them. Anyway, you could just tell people were the collectors were just licking their lips. They just were like, as soon as if I get drawn, this is the case I'm going to get because I want that Riviera Super Treasure Hunt. This girl was so excited. She was asking people what the Super Treasure Hunt was, and she just didn't recognize what that was. And and I just felt bad. I was just kind of watching. So I kind of leaned over as I was standing. I didn't get drawn. And I said, hey, you may want your mom to pick out that purple Riviera. And that's when she noticed what it was. But as soon as I said that, and the girl said, and she grabbed it, just the palpable groan of the collectors, just so angry with me. But it just felt like the right thing. And she was so excited. And I don't care who the rest of the people that were there. Okay, so here now is the models that are new. I mean, it would have been, maybe I would have been drawn and I could have grabbed it. It was cool, but it just seemed like the right thing because her excitement would have superseded anybody else's. She had never found one, I remember she said. And this is several years ago. I think it was before I even was doing the Lamley stuff. But here's the karma part of it, which is really funny. That was a Saturday. That Monday, I was doing my rural driving like I always do, and I walked into a rural Walmart, and right at the very front of these kind of picked over pegs at this Walmart, Buick Riviera Super Treasure Hunt sitting right there for me to pick up. Isn't that funny? Feel like the diecast gods, there's karma involved. You do things right, you tend to get rewarded. Volvo's so cool. It's just, I'm basically showing you silhouettes of these cars because my lighting's bad, but at this point I don't care. Aston Martin Vantage GTE. I don't think we've talked too much about this one, but it's really cool casting too, and nice to see it cleaned up. All right, so we've got everything open. That was my way to fill it, was that story, and I told it in a terrible, terrible way. All right, let's start with the Zamacs. Let this helicopter go by. Better view of my yard than my garage here. So I'm going to kind of push the cars over here. Reason there's one missing here up top is because that's the Mustang Mach-E that I have in the new models, and we'll put it, once I'm done with the new models, I'll put it in my Zamac collection. But I didn't put these in order, and I don't even know what they are, but we've got the Batmobile, we've got the El Camino, and we have the Pontiac GTO as the Zamac. So where are we at? Mach-E, this last batch with the Honda was fantastic. A lot of people liked that one. Bone Shaker. And then on the other side, we started with the, the Mercedes, right? The Mercedes and the Jeep and the Mazda. I'm trying to figure out what my favorite Zamac is. It's the Honda S2000, but that Nissan is pretty cool too. It's been a decent year for Zamacs. I wouldn't say it's been a stellar year for Zamacs. Let's look at the red editions. There's been better years. Red editions, I think, have been phenomenal. The red editions are on just fire, I think. I mean, you've got, again, I'm sorry, but the quality of this video, I apologize for the silhouettes, but I'm just doing it. You just get different lighting during the day. BMW's a winner. Corvette's a winner. Silverado's a winner. Honda's a super winner. Moon Eyes. I love the Automobili and the Porsche. I mean, it's just amazing. And then we get this batch of muscle cars that we get to add. You got the Camaro, the Ram Chargers Challenger Demon, which is really cool. And then, of course, the Mustang. I mean, we had Chevy, Mopar, and Ford, all muscle, modern and old, to add. So the red editions are done. We've got, because they do 12. We do 18 Zamacs in a year, 12 red editions. So here, I'll balance that out a little bit. So you can see we are totally done with the red editions. Picking a winner on this one. Honda Silverado's cool. It's going to be, and of course I love, man, these some really favorite castings here. I think the Honda's my favorite, but I really like the Greenwood Corvette as well. Just a really stellar batch of red editions. Let's get to the new models in my weird lit. Let's start with the repaints. So we're gonna have to do some moving around. Let me move this up again. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of moving around. So what do we have here? We have the 3 Porsches, including the Target Red Edition. We have the Golf. We have the Cosworth, right? Pontiac, Toyota, there's the Mach-E, there's the Zamac right there. Silvia's done, Silverado's done, Z is done, Hummer's done, Koenigsegg's done. Okay, so, and then there's the first, so we get to go to the other side. We have the first of the Lucid in silver. So we're just going to have to make space on the other side, right? So I think what we'll do, we'll just kind of move this stuff out just in order. And we'll put them together. You just get to watch me as I keep myself organized. Yeah, lots of recolors. I wonder if we're going to get a recolor of the Skyline. It doesn't seem like we are. All right. So, white Lucid Air goes right here. Toyota van, and then we get a recolor of that Toyota van. That goes right here. So I think we're done with those, unless there's like exclusives coming, but I'm not entirely sure. Skyline seems like it's going to be a single, which makes sense because it's a replica of the Liberty Walk, which comes in that color. Jeep in green, we get a recolor of that one in red. I don't know which one I like better. I think the green's more appropriate, but the red really stands out. Audi e-tron in gray. I like the red on this one a ton, so I'm going to say I like the red. I like red Audis, right? They tend to really work. All right, and then we had the Automobili Pininfarina, so yellow, and then we had the red edition, obviously in red, and now we have this third color. So there's been a few that have gone 3 this year, which is cool. So that one in blue, really nice versions. Plus you add the ID, the hard to find ID. That's pretty cool. All right, Porsche, I think we have a black version coming. Honda, I know we have a recolor in red. I think the Aston Martin we have a recolor coming. The Lamborghini, I don't know if we do. Same thing with the Corvette. And then we have I don't think we're getting a recolor of the Maxima wagon either. So what do we have next? I think the Pagani, Zonda, and then I think the last batch we had was the Lotus, Avia, and then the Volvo wagon, the drift wagon, and I think the Aston Martin puts us up to date. So we only have the Q case to go, and I don't remember what's new in that case, but hopefully it's 3, and then we finish this off because the new models have filled the entire case. That's 48 slots. That's a lot of cool. These are licensed new models, and I exclude motorcycles. So not bad, right? Pretty stellar bunch. This is when you do the Lamley Awards, it's going to be a bloodbath trying to figure out what model is the best and what is most disappointing, because there's just not a lot of disappointing models here either, at least in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. Up to date. We've got the Zamacs. Red editions are done. We'll put them away for the year until next year. Zamacs, just one more batch to go in the Q case, and then some new models, and then we are good to go. Thanks, everybody. Tell me what you think. Start prepping for those Lamley Awards. Bye.